You're listening to Chicagoland's finest podcast, featuring the Gorehound.
Well, because I'm bringing us in.
Jen.
I mean, it's horrifying because,
Cousin Charles. And Nick.
I know. I thought I was going to screw it up again.
It's time for the all-new Culture Cast, starting now.
I am the Gorehound.
I'm Nick.
I'm Jen.
I'm the Kiwi.
And we are the all-new Culture Cast. Back for the latest edition. What are we talking about, guys?
It's a great question.
We're talking about, I guess this is becoming an annual feature, C2E2 version 2018.
Some post-C2E2 discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo.
Yes. Yeah, we got a little bit of a larger group this time. It's nice. Good to hear from all of you.
Good to be heard.
All right. How are you guys doing today? Kiwi, how about yourself?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
From the baby carrying.
Well, yeah. She's got a little bit of a cold, so she's been a little bit fussier, and so Nick and I have had some longer nights.
Yeah.
Tuesday was absolute hell. But,
how many hours of sleep did you get then?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I guess we're getting our normal type of sleep.
Yeah.
But like on Tuesday, for example, I was home from work to begin with, and her nose was just full of snot, and it just was not stopping. And
she doesn't know how to snot rocket yet, so.
No, not yet. But she's on her way up, I think, right, Kiwi?
I thought you were going to say on her way out.
She keeps this stuff up. She just might be.
I'm just done with this.
Yeah.
Baby was a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's getting better. She's nursing at the moment.
Yeah. So
her favorite pastime.
Everybody can get that picture in your mind.
No, what? No.
All right. And Jen, how are you doing?
It's almost the same. I have this dog. He barks every once in a while. A lot of late nights, No, just kidding. I get plenty of sleep. It's great.
Yeah. Well, Nick, you want to start us off with?
What have you been watching?
Sure. What have I been watching? Oh, yeah. The Kiwi and I have been catching up on some of our shows, one of which being Gotham, which is the Batman prequel show. And that's a show that's, by any stretch of the imagination, quality-wise high.
Yeah.
But I think they know this, and so they don't care anymore, and they're just doing like the craziest things, I think, to see what can we get away with. And it just gets crazier and crazier as the show goes on, and it's reaching a fever pitch right now, and it's absolutely wonderful about how nutty it can get.
Okay. I still haven't watched it. I'm not sure if I will.
I also watched I half watched. On Tuesday when I was trying to kill some time while holding baby, I put on, because this has been on my DVR for a while, Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah. Some James McAvoy action.
James McAvoy, Harry Potter action. I got about maybe 45 minutes left of the movie because I kind of dozed off in the middle of it. But I was enjoying it for what it was worth. I mean, it's not good. Yeah. But like I enjoy it on like a B-level kind of bad movie sort of way.
Yeah, just like Congo. It's fun to watch.
Which makes me feel bad because I think the writer of the film, what's his name, Max Landis, is like
the werewolf
biggest
guy.
piece of Hollywood garbage that's out there.
Yeah.
Why specifically?
Oh my God! Like maybe I'm over exaggerating with he's with the Hollywood garbage things, but talk about he's this epitome of nepotism. Is that the right term? Or I don't know if that's the right term to be using, but from stories that I've heard, that he is people have said non-ironically, non-joking, that he's borderline psychopath or sociopath, that he's super I don't think people have accused him of rape, but
You wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I mean, I think there's been a lot of accusations about how he's treated his female coworkers and harassing and intimidation and things like that. And for whatever reason, Hollywood's just turning a blind eye because his dad at one point in time was a big name there. Besides that, his personal antics of just him making his films, every movie comes out is a huge flop.
Yeah.
But Hollywood keeps giving him another chance.
I think that might be a fun topic to delve a little bit deeper into his filmography and where he comes from and whatnot.
Like, it seems like he's only had one legitimately quality film, and he's just running off of that. That Chronicle movie that got kind of good reviews, but everything since then has just been trash.
Been baloney.
Yeah, and he at one point in time he actually blamed the audience for this.
That's always a good sign.
He's like, no, it's not my fault that people don't like my movies. People just want to see the same thing over and over again. Which there's some truth to that, but if you're going to do something different, great. Make it good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I do not like this guy for a variety of things. But
okay.
Yeah. So that maybe that's a topic for another day. But he's not a good person.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's horrifying.
Yeah. No, we will have a discussion on him because I mean he does come from. He is the son of. Which Landis?
John Landis.
Yeah, John Landis. The great.
Who made very great 70s and 80s films.
Yeah. Kiwi, would you like to piggyback off that guy?
Sure.
Because I figure you guys kind of watch like half the same thing, so.
Yeah, we've watched. We watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
And we watched Gotham and Bob's Burgers, and I watched QVC.
QVC. We haven't had that perspective on the podcast.
We should do.
Kiwi, I love QVC. It's absurd. Who is your favorite host on there right now?
Well, probably David, because I do watch a lot of In the Kitchen with David, but I also like Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we got 2 new topics to delve into later.
Well,
people in the audience are like, I get it, and the other people are like, probably not listening.
Well, honestly, I have it on right now. It's muted because our daughter likes to watch TV, and I just happened to turn the TV on, and it was QVC, so I just left it.
You're getting her trained.
Yeah, she's actually smiling watching QVC right now. I'm not joking.
I want that.
So, is your parenting advice for the day to teach your children young about shopping?
Yes, of course. You have to get, things. QVC has things you didn't know you needed.
Absolutely.
Well, also, we have a daughter, so she's female, so shopping's in her DNA.
Oh, don't be that guy.
Oh man, you went there
in a joking manner. You know me better than that.
I don't know. I think you're a sexist.
Do you? But yeah.
Yeah.
So anything? What about your Netflix shows, Kiwi? Like what's that Drew Barrymore one you just finished watching?
Oh yeah, we watched that one. Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah, and I watched Gracie and Frankie. I watched those 2 shows.
Not familiar with the second one, but it's the Drew Barrymore one. That was
Grace and Frankie. No, that was like one of the original shows on Netflix.
What was?
Grace and Frankie.
It's been out for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda.
Yeah, I think they just finished the 3rd season, right? Everyone loved them.
Well,
and Martin Sheen and something Wolf.
I can't think of the other guy. He used to be on Law and Order, right?
Yeah, the guy from Law and Order.
Okay. Well, I've never watched Grace Frankie, but I did watch Santa Clarita Diet, and I found that one very entertaining. What did you think of that?
Me too. I loved it.
Yeah. There was something about it which I felt like it hit so many good marks, but I could not figure out what was making it like a 4 out of 5 TV show. I felt like there was something missing, and the only thing that I could really think of was that within the entire show, there really isn't a main objective. And I think they need one. Like, what is their purpose? Like,
but she's trying to figure out how to live life as the undead.
But I don't feel like the story moves in that way. It's kind of like, okay, it's like the Flintstones. Okay, they're from the Stone Age, and they just get up to hijinks. And I felt like that is what they were doing, but they needed like a central objective to the show.
I'll say this. I was on the train when I was watching it, and I finished watching it. It happened to be my morning train ride-in, which even if you're not in the quiet car, it's still quiet.
Yeah.
And I died laughing the last minutes of the season.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what the people around me thought, because I could not contain myself. I thought it was hilarious the way the season ended. So I am looking forward to next season.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can I just interject something really quickly?
I guess.
Of all the shows, Gorehound, to compare the Santa Clarita diet to, you picked the Flintstones. I found that a very fascinating decision on your part.
Because the Flintstones, they don't really have a main objective. It's just like the premise of the show is...
Oh, true. But like many shows are like that. And I'm just surprised that that's the first one that popped in your mind.
I don't know why it did either.
Okay, I got nothing.
Because I have not thought of the Flintstones in any other premise this week or this
So
month.
you're like, I'm bringing it up now. This is my opportunity. I'm going to take it.
It was a completely random act. Well, random to me, but I'm sure that we could delve deeper into that. So, I will jump on in. I have not watched much. Like I watched Silicon Valley, but I don't really have anything to say about that. I've been reading a few comics. One of my New Year's resolutions is to catch up on all my backlog of comics.
Wasn't that your New Year's resolution like 3 years ago?
Oh, I just maintained my same New Year's resolution from last year.
I thought last year was to read some books.
Oh, yeah. I said I'm going to
That
read
was
3
2
more
years
books
ago, wasn't it?
because I failed. So, yeah, last year was a total failure from a New Year's Eve perspective. So, but I've been reading that, and that's been very awesome. It's some Black Panther and some Marvel Zombies, which is just entertaining. I like those. So, but the 2 things I really wanted to mention is some podcasts that I've been listening to. One of them has been Last Podcast on the Left. They've been doing a series on Rasputin, and I've been going on a few long drives for work, and this has been like the perfect podcast to listen to because these are thoroughly entertaining, and I also feel like I'm actually learning something about who this Rasputin guy is, and it's a crazy story, and these guys really bring it out. It's a 4-part series, and I'm on the 3rd one. They haven't released the 4th one yet, but it's great.
What is the weirdest fact you've learned about Rasputin so far?
I think just all the references to his junk and about how many women he sleeps with and his logic behind why he sleeps with so many women, because it's something like he thinks that God has like ordained him to like sleep with as many women as possible. And then he like tries to convince his wife like, yeah, God wants me to do this. So she's like, okay. And it's just like, it's mind boggling. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not from Siberia. So it's like, or from that time, it's weird as shit, but the story just keeps on unfolding, and it keeps on going.
Gorehound, I don't want to give you any spoilers about Rasputin's penis.
Yeah.
But there is a fascinating video. If you're like, man, Rasputin, eventually going to die, what's going to happen to his dick afterwards? I can tell you the answer. What?
In the jar?
No, it's much weirder. And the answer is you want to Google...
I don't want to Google anything about Rasputin's junk.
You definitely do, because Caitlin Doherty of The Good Death has a YouTube channel called Ask Mortician, and she had a video just like 2 months ago that was all about what happens to Rasputin's penis after he dies. And let me tell you, there are some pretty weird penis metaphors in there.
Okay.
It's a very interesting story. So that'll be like 7 minutes of your life, but trust me, it'll be the best 7 minutes of your life that relate to Rasputin's dick. Do you know what I'm saying?
After I exhaust all of the heavy metal live performances that I can find, I will watch that one.
Okay. All right. I'll put it on your Facebook to help you.
Oh, you don't need to do that. Okay, I'll watch it. Okay.
Just like where your in-laws are.
Okay. So I've been listening to that podcast. And I've really been enjoying it. But also, merging into... Jen, we'll come back to you, but merging into... is Dax Shepard. I've been listening to his... He has a new podcast out. I might have mentioned it before, called Armchair Expert. And it's been great. He does interviews with celebrities, and there's only like 11 or 12 of them. But the 2 people that I listened to most recently were Lauren Graham and Joey Bryant. I could care less about these 2 celebrities. Like, I've hated Parenthood, and Lauren Graham is just like, I have zero affinity for this woman. But after listening to these podcasts, I'm like, I really dig these girls. They are interesting, and like, I might want to like watch something with them in it, and it gives me like a different perspective, and all because like Dax Shepard is just like having just like this regular conversation with them. And I also really like Dax Shepard, and I've listened to quite a few of them to the point where like, wow, I'm getting to know this guy.
Jen, what about you? What have you been watching?
Oh my gosh, I have been, so I was sort of sick last month, so, and you think, oh, that's the perfect time to, really catch up on all your TV shows, but the answer is no. When I'm sick, I just want to, go to work and then come home and sleep and, also still go out at the same clip that I currently do. So I have not had a lot of time to watch a lot of stuff, but I did go to a concert recently, totally last minute. A friend of mine had an extra ticket. And she was like, come see this show. It'll be great. And it was amazing. So the show that I ended up seeing was, oh my God, what's her name?
Oh man, you're leaving us in suspense.
I know.
Katy Perry?
No, oh my God, I would love to see her.
We would have heard for that for months.
Absolutely. I think that would be absolutely absurd. It was Pat Benatar. And
really?
So Pat Benatar, who you may remember as mostly known for kind of late 70s, early 80s, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, like all sorts of classics. And she and her husband, who was in her first band and also wrote some of her music. It was the two of them, and they just do this like intimate, they also do the kind of the big venue tours, and you have the full band, but they also do this intimate tour where it's just the two of them, no band, and they just can tell stories and switch songs midway through if they want, and and make jokes, and it was very, very fun. Definitely one of those artists that you don't realize like how many songs she's had until you actually see her, and then you're like, oh yeah, that is her, that's also her. One of the things they talked about during the concert was how they call it, I can't remember, they called it like the Sacred 14 or something, and it's like 14 songs that if we don't play during the concert, we hear about it on Facebook the next day.
Yeah.
So, anyway, a lot of really famous songs, and then she did some of her new stuff. It was very cool. I had to drive down to Joliet, and I have not been to Joliet in a while, but oh man, what a garbage heap.
Yeah.
So not necessarily recommending Joliet, but it was a really cool show. So if it ever comes through your town, you should definitely attend because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw Brian Posey in Joliet a year or two back, and it's like a little Chicago there.
Right, but like more garbage.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that is one of the few things I've seen. I also started watching the second season of Great News, which is a comedy on NBC about a newsroom, and it's got kind of absurdist humor. Tina Fey shows up in the second season. It's about a woman who, works there, and then her mom starts working there at her job as an intern, and she's got romantic tension with her boss, and so anyway, it is very fun. I'm not saying it's like a great show, but it's definitely something you can watch while you're folding laundry or whatever you're doing. Chopping onions, whatever you need to do.
So Jen says it's the greatest show ever. Got it.
It's fun. It's fun. Don't get me wrong.
Alrighty. Well, do we
Nick,
want to yeah?
I have a serious question for you. What are you doing up there?
I had to walk into the kitchen and grab something off the table.
Okay.
Are you making a lot of noise?
I think it was.
I guess, to be fair, our house just echoes, but Max is sitting next to me, so I know it wasn't him.
I didn't want to tell you this, but I got us another dog.
Yeah.
Max has a brother.
I'm Max's brother.
Yeah.
Long story. Anyway, we've been chatting 900 hours, and we haven't reached our main topic. Do we want to jump ahead then, since we did man crush and everything?
I'm ready to talk about the topic that we do not even have a main title for, which we need to come up with
C2E2 2018.
No, this is the topic of the night, or this is the primary discussion, or the focus of our podcast.
Nothing classier than the phrase "the primary discussion."
That'll put butts in seats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
So all right, we're talking about C2E2 2018. And Gorehound, myself, and the Kiwi, we've all gone to this thing before. But Jen, this was your first year at it.
It was kind of, okay, so here was here's my hot take on the evening. It was a little overwhelming. I say that as someone who I don't think is the least claustrophobic. Because, I enjoy crowds, but it was a lot of people, especially in certain sections of the McCormick Center. But it was a lot of fun. It was very interesting. I think it's always interesting to talk to people about their passions, even if their passions are not things that necessarily interest you. And, so it's interesting to be walking around and you see all these people wearing these costumes and you're like, I don't even know what sort of weird nerd thing that is, but you did a good job.
There's this one, I don't know if you saw this, but there's this one guy, he thought he was trying to be the Hulk, but he had like all this green paint and he wore like green clogs and
the clogs, they were Crocs.
Crocs. Oh yeah. They're the green Crocs.
Croc full of shit.
He thought he was pulling it off, but he didn't. He was the worst Hulk I ever saw.
No way.
It was interesting about him too because there kept being all these like lady Hulks who kept like running away every time they saw him, lest he tried to put them in a picture with him.
Because I kept on Hulk smashing him.
Is that code?
Won't the Graveyard Queen be surprised?
Yes, I dressed up for the first time. No, not for the first time. This was the first time that I dressed up with something that has been on my mind since the get-go. I've always wanted to dress up as Hulk, and I finally did. The first time was our Mario party from last year.
Yes.
Which I was pulling up some photos, and I was like, we really pulled that off. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
apparently, I put on some weight since last year because I can't fit in those pants anymore.
Sympathy weight,
I guess, or just general apathy, or my high metabolism is shot. Take your pick.
It was bound to go at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Kiwi and I did not dress up this year because
we were busy.
Yeah. But
Jen, there are a lot of bottlenecks on the floor, and there's really never been anything to do about that. But I think I don't really know what I think about that, because there are times when you're just like, okay, everybody is just standing still here. And even though there is plenty of space within the convention floor to, expand out, Nick, why do you think that they don't fill out the space?
I got a theory on that. Well, Jen, just to set the scene, you came on Saturday, and Saturday is like the busiest day you could possibly go. Like it is ass to ankles.
Ankles.
Yeah, I think because a lot of the section is being reserved for the autographs and the photo ops and whatnot. So if that wasn't there, I'm sure they could spread out a little bit more.
Well, I'm talking about the space between the stairs to the screenings and everything.
Oh, in previous years, that's where people would line up before they were going into the convention center, and they did it differently this year, which honestly was probably an improvement overall.
Yes, I do concur.
But they didn't expand the floorage outward since that area wasn't being used. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good point. I don't know why they didn't take advantage of that space. So maybe they just wanted because if you need to de-stress or get away, that's a good place to go because no one ever goes behind the curtains there.
Yeah. The Graveyard Queen was making mention that there was really nowhere to sit down. There's just the chairs are always just 100% occupied, and there's really no benches or anything to just sit around, and so that results in kids who are sitting on every column, just sitting on the floor.
Not on the showroom floor, but they do have on the second level, where the panels are, they do have family rooms and quiet rooms to go sit down in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That I was sort of impressed, as somebody who was new to the event, just kind of looking through what the sort of things they did for people with disabilities, and I saw people doing sign language for deaf and hard of hearing people. They had the quiet room and the nursing room and and I was pretty impressed by that. I think it'd be very easy to just kind of ignore all of that.
Yeah. Kiwi, for the record, because I had mentioned that I saw a feeding room, and you were like, where was it?
Oh yeah, no, not mad at you. I couldn't find it. So I did ask information where it was.
Okay. But because I had said, I saw it somewhere, and I looked at the manual and I was like, I can't find it. But it was on the screens. Before the panel was starting, they would go through, they were playing that stupid Venom trailer and then show an advertisement. And one of those advertisements was feeding room located here. So it was advertised, but I don't know why it wasn't in the manual, for the record.
Maybe they didn't figure it out until after the manuals were printed.
Right. That's an acceptable answer, but
I actually, when it was located outside of the floor space, so you'd have to like exit and walk back through security. So I just went to a quiet bathroom and pumped.
Yeah.
And no one said anything to me.
We're here to pump you up.
Okay, Hans and Franz.
Not how that works.
Pump the bottles up, right?
So anyway, let's move on. That just happened.
So yeah, I had a very good time. I have never gone to one of these and was like, wow, that was like a 5 out of 5 event. But I keep on going, and they are continually fun. I don't see very much changing. The celebrities or the stars who are really drawing people in, I felt like was lackluster, similar to last year. And I was really hoping that they would improve that, but it just... Because these actors are... A lot of people, did you guys like feel like they were good celebrities this year?
No.
I mean, I think they've had higher profile ones in the past, but I was okay with
Get the
people.
legends.
Because I like the Legend show. They had Batista from Guardians of the Galaxy there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there wasn't like anyone that's like, wow, that's an A-lister.
Right. And I don't know why, because Chicago is a big place. A celebrity can come here and feel like they are, doing something with their time. It's not like someplace in Iowa. Someplace legit.
I'm from Iowa, just so you know.
I know, and I love you, Kiwi, but
It's your most terrible quality.
I wonder if some of that had to do with the fact that the same weekend that this show was going on, they also had in Rosemont the Heroes and Villains Con, and which kind of they bring in a lot of people who do like a lot of the superhero shows, plus the Walking Dead folks. So I wonder if that affected it at all.
Yeah.
But
and that there was also a Walking Dead thing too.
Yeah, that was the same thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess anyone who's like really A-list, they're not going to come to these. They'll go to the San Diego one, which is like the bigger, high profile. We're lucky to get people from the CW.
Right, but I'm surprised that, the C2E2 doesn't actively try to get bigger names here, because...
At one point in time, like, if you go back and look at, like, the first couple years, they had some, like, pretty big names at the time.
Yeah.
Like, they had, I think, remember the movie Kick-Ass? They had, like, the whole cast there when that movie came out, and...
with Chloe Grace Moretz?
Yeah,
man,
and
that would be big.
And McLovin. And when the first Thor movie came out, Chris Hemsworth came, but then...
No way.
Keep in mind, this was like 2010 when Chris Hemsworth was not the Chris Hemsworth of 2018.
Yeah.
He was like still like a kind of like a nobody when people were like, Thor, that movie looks dumb, and now it's part of the biggest
still would have
franchise.
banged him though.
Well, that as it may.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's it ebbs and flows. I know, Kiwi, you were upset that they didn't have a Game of Thrones people for a second year in a row.
I know. There's enough dead people that they could get, to have on the show.
So you just want them to keep killing off characters so that they'll come to Chicago?
Well, I mean, they seem to bring on the dead. Well, that's not true, because the first year they had Hodor and Osha, and they were both alive at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Which, let me tell you what, Hodor, that guy...
Wait, are you saying
hilarious.
Hodor?
Hodor?
H-O-D. I think you're adding an extra R in there.
I probably am.
It's that Iowaner.
Iowa.
Honestly, it is. No, that guy is awesome. I just want to say that.
Yeah,
he was hilarious. What did he say? Like, hey, if I could tell George R. Martin that I don't read the books, I can tell you.
I can tell anybody. Yeah.
Because someone asked him.
Big ass, like, you didn't read the book? And he was like, if I can tell George R. Martin I did not read his books, I can tell anybody I did not read his books.
Jen, did you find any of these celebrities worthwhile?
I'm going to be real honest. I'm not somebody who probably would have gone to take a picture with any of the celebrities anyway.
Yeah.
There's definitely, so there was some stuff there where it just wasn't my thing, but it was clearly very important to people. Like, I remember Critical Role, which is a thing I'm only, like, mildly aware of in the vaguest way, but there was, like, huge lines for anything to do with Critical Role.
Yeah,
and they had a bunch of those people.
I have no idea. I later found out that it's a YouTube series, and that's all that I know, but it was like 25% of the guests were from this thing.
Yeah, we when that was the thing
The
that little
girl on
girl
the
was
bus?
excited.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
We made friends with some people on the bus, and the daughter, the teenage, I think was she a teenager or middle school? I don't know how old she was.
She's 14.
Okay, so she's on that cusp, and she was like, her mom and her were going, and she was like super excited that all these people were going to be there, and she's going to get her picture taken with her favorite one. And then I accused her of not being.
The group shot was like $200, I think.
I know. I accused her of not being a real fan because she's not getting the group shot.
You go, guy.
I mean, she knew I was joking. I think she knew I was joking, but
I hope she didn't.
But, yeah.
Oh, why do you want to torture a child?
They gotta grow up sooner or later.
Oh my God! Don't ever let the Gorehound babysit.
Does that mean you want to?
Oh, you know what? Go ahead. Kids can't stay young forever.
No, I've never babysat before, and I am totally open to the job. People just don't actively ask me because, I mean,
they know better.
Right? Have you listened to any of these podcasts? I'm an awful person. Can
I tell you guys a babysitting story?
I'm fine with departure from the main topic of discussion.
So a friend of mine who shall remain nameless, but who has 2 children, she and her husband, so at the time they only had one, and he was just under 2, and they hadn't let anyone outside of the family babysit this kid yet. And I had gone over there to hang out with her, and she wasn't home yet, but her husband was there, and he was like, "Oh, I really want to run to the store. Can you just stay here with fill in name of child here?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. It'll be great." And so we spent the time throwing cat food and then digging through their drawer full of pills for pills. Don't worry, he didn't eat any of them or anything. But I told some people about it, and they were just like, "What do you mean that's what you did with the kid?" And I was like, "Listen, he would have done it whether I was there or not. I just made sure he didn't swallow anything." Anyway, I'm probably a better babysitter than Gorehound over here.
I don't know. Maybe if we combine our powers, we can form one good babysitter.
Listen, I don't care who babysits, as long as you take her off our hands for a good 2-3 hours, we'll be content with that.
Okay.
Maybe we'll work that in, and then we'll podcast about it.
Yeah, there you go.
Be amazing. It would just be like tips from people without kids on having kids. People love
it. It has levels.
Best birth control ever.
So anyway, back to C2E2. Jen, I'm kind of with you. 9 times out of 10, I don't give a rip about the celebrities. Mm-hmm. Unless there's someone like, "Oh, I watched that show. That'll be fun to go see them talk." But the photos and stuff, even though I did get a photo this year,
let's cut.
We're gonna save that story.
Right.
Save the story.
But to throw in a little advertisement, next or on our 100th episode, our listeners can look forward to probably one of the best stories they've heard in maybe the past 5 episodes, I'd say.
I'm going to say the best story they've heard in the last 100 episodes.
The best story yet.
Is this episode 99 or 101?
This is 99.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We are saving the best story on the podcast, season 2 podcast yet, to be reserved for the 100th episode. Look forward to that. It has something to do with C2E2, but we are going to leave it at that.
We've been teasing it the past few weeks, so it's our first story arc too. So I guess there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really big. Autographs really aren't my thing. Other than I used to be more into it, getting some of my comics signed by people. As I've grown, I guess, older, and I've stopped caring as much. Before, I'd be like, "I have a comic by that guy. I'm going to get him to sign it," even though I don't really care so much about it. But I don't know.
I feel like I'm following in your footsteps because I want to be at that point. But since I just have a backlog of comics that are years old, I want as soon as I start getting something new or maybe subscribing to something, I feel like then I could. But until I get past all of my year-old stuff.
But so yeah, I'm with you, Jen. But every now and again, but yeah, some people go nuts for this celebrity. I gotta get my picture with all these people. I gotta get the autographs. It's well, if that's your thing. Good,
I think if it were something where I'd and I do have a couple pictures with celebrities, but they're like people I ran into somewhere, you know what I mean? And to me that feels, I don't want to say like what is better or, whatever. And I mean, there's a certain extent to which if you're a celebrity, it's nice to know that people aren't harassing you at restaurants or whatever. I'm sure they'd much rather, spend a day signing comic books or whatever and then be left alone when they're in public. But, I don't know. To me, there's something about the like pay $40 and hopefully you smile quick enough and then go back to that, that's just kind of like,
I will say, I know I'll save this for the other thing. Yeah. I'll save it.
Jen, I'm curious. How I don't want to know which ones in particular because I think that we have a future topic looming. How many celebrities have you just ran into?
Oh, well, so that's sort of tough, right? Because then so if I was like at a I've met a couple of celebrities like when I was at an improv show, so it's like they were there, either on stage or in the audience. So does that count? Like, I don't know if that counts or not. It's not like I ran into them in front of, some random building.
How many celebrities have you looked in the eye and they have acknowledged you?
Okay, let me think.
Offhand.
1, 2, 3. Well, okay, so like let's say like 5.
Okay, that's a good number. I mean, I'm at like 2 or something.
Sure.
But okay.
One of them flirted with me a lot. So
nice.
That was emotionally gratifying.
Was that John Ralphio?
No, I wish.
So let's move into the panels.
Yes.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I was about to say I was going to give a general comment.
Yeah.
And I felt the panels were kind of disappointing this year.
Yeah.
At least there was nothing there that really grabbed me as much as, say, past years, other than the Legends one because, I like that TV show.
Yeah.
But Kiwi, I think you were kind of on the same page as me.
Yeah, there wasn't anything that I had to see. The Legend panel was good except for that middle guy. Whatever his name was.
Dominic Purcell.
He added value because we knew that he didn't want to be there. But
he totally did not want to be there. And he was like an ass about it.
Well, I'm not sure if he was being an ass. He was just...
Yeah, he was because every question that they directly asked him, he was like, I don't know. I don't care. I mean, come on.
He did say, I don't know, half the questions.
Yeah, I will say this. I did appreciate that guy does not hide his emotions. Like they on the big celebrity panels, they had water, and because the C2E2 is being sponsored by Monster energy drinks, they had like the Monster drinks on the stage for the guests to drink. And while one of the other actors on the stage was answering a question, he saw the Monster and he's going to try some of it, and he clearly did not like it because he had this huge look of disgust on his face when he drank some of that.
Because I tried it also, and it was from his bottle.
Seriously?
No.
What?
They had free samples on the floor, and it was awful.
Oh my God, I thought you meant you drank his own bottle.
Yeah, like you bum rushed the stage.
I know, that was the intention of the comment. I did not drink his bottle, but that maybe I did.
That was a thing that happened. I think I told you guys when I went to...
Yeah, with the short little girl.
Anna Kendrick. When I saw Anna Kendrick at her doing a book signing, well, she was doing a, talk. And then we got books that were signed, I guess is a better way of putting it. But somebody definitely went up there and took her water bottle.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I still have that water bottle here.
I remember that. Just to go on a side story, which we've been doing a lot tonight, I remember hearing, the news report, Anna Kendrick's going to be in Naperville. I'm like, because Anna Kendrick may or may not be my celebrity crush. And I was like, I gotta look this up. So the minute I got to work, I quickly opened up, and I was immediately crushed when it was you get to see her talk, and then you'll get a book signed by Anna Kendrick, and in the things in big bold letters it says,
oh yeah,
you will not meet with Anna Kendrick, you will not be able to get a picture taken with Anna Kendrick, you will not have Anna Kendrick personally sign your book, make it out to you. And I was like, that kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
It was something that's not as cool as I was hoping to. But
right.
I mean, I get it why they had it like that. I really do, but doesn't mean it's not any less disappointing.
Because of the water bottle guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of the other panels that I went to that I know none of you did was the Mortal Kombat one. I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat, and based on the description, I really did not know what this panel was. They were just like, oh, the evolution of Mortal Kombat. I was like, okay. They had the cast from the original Mortal Kombat video game. Nothing to do with the movie. These were the actual people who were the actors in the game. Because if you remember from the first Mortal Kombat, they were actual people. Like pictures.
Like the pictures of the people, right?
Right. And so after a few minutes, I was like, these are the actual people that were in the video game. And it was really interesting because also these people haven't done anything since that game.
So it's easy to get them.
Like, they have nothing left to say. Everything that they've been saying about it is basically just repetitive. But it was kind of interesting to see a different perspective. I don't want to call them like a washed up celebrity.
No, you can call them that.
But they don't have anything really going for them. But at the same time, they still really valued their time on the video game and had a great time doing it. I mean, you could really see that, the passion that they put into this. Because at that time, Mortal Kombat wasn't like a huge game like it is now. Like, they were the grassroots Mortal Kombat. And it was a good panel, but I don't know why the description was off. Or, you didn't see, get your photo op with all of these guys, on the floor.
Would you have gotten your photo if they had that?
I don't know, because maybe if I knew what it was up front,
say you did know what it was, and you knew exactly who these people were supposed to be, and they were offering a group picture. Price, don't worry about price. Would you have considered getting it?
Yeah. And especially if they were in, I know that they wouldn't be in costume, but if I could get a photo with, Kano and Sonya Blade, that would be, super cool.
You'll have, paper mache arms like your Goro.
Yeah. I have been wanting to do a paper mache project as of late.
What?
But yes, so that was a really great panel. But the other panel that I really liked was the R.L. Stine.
Yes,
and
it was amazing.
I feel like that topped out. Well, for the panels during the day, we also went to see the Cards Against Humanity. But the R.L. Stine was very fun. The guy is just so entertaining, and
I really, he was so delightful because he just has a great sense of humor about everything. He started his career writing joke books, so of course he has
he's just a funny guy in general. So
yeah. He was great.
But yeah, I felt like he wasn't really trying to sell his own brand. He
doesn't have to anymore.
Right, and he really enjoys what he does. He doesn't, rush himself. And he's just I like what I do. I wouldn't have it any other way. A lot of my stuff has failed. But I don't care because, I'm still going to be putting out 3 books a year. And his audience is also very, apparently, well, I don't want to say diverse, but he's got a large generation of people who know him.
Was there any kids in that panel?
Yeah. The kids weren't on the panel, but there were definitely kids there asking questions.
Not on stage.
We saw R.L. Stine, or I saw R.L. Stine on Sunday, which is a whole story in itself.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Is that a good story, or...
It's a story.
Oh, I want to jump ahead. I want to hear this.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Well, we don't have all night either.
I know. Yeah, it's getting kind of late.
Yeah. Okay, well, I want to hear that story before, but I want.
All right, I'll start. Nick, you can fill in.
Okay.
So we found out a long time ago that Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, who also I found out is the voice of Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life.
Heifer.
And R.L. Stine were going to be at C2E2. So we thought, you know what, let's bring our nieces, because the older one loves R.L. Stine and they both love Tom Kenny or SpongeBob. So the day starts out with Tom Kenny. We got his autograph, which the girls were super excited about. Got his picture taken with him. And, we're walking around the floor, and the older one really wanted to go to R.L. Stine's panel. So I was like, okay, I'll go with you. And long story short, my niece got in the front row, and I sat right behind
Uncle
her.
Uncle Nick.
Yeah. So R.L. Stine was talking. He is hilarious. There was 3 authors up on that panel. My niece recognized, I think, at least 2 of them. R.L. Stine, the middle lady, I can't remember what her name was.
She wrote Smile.
Yeah, Smile. Which I did not realize how dirty R.L. Stine is. And like there's a room full of kids, right? And he started saying like, yeah, they want to call my book R.L. Stein's Man Thing. And of course, like the adults laugh and the kids are confused. And my niece kept around and asking me, she's like, what's so funny about R.L. Stein's Man Thing? I'm like, oh, I can't explain this to you. And like she was really upset by it. And so the panel was about an hour as opposed to he was signing right after that.
Yeah, and while the panel is going on, if you don't mind me interjecting, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
While the panel's going on, I was with our other niece, and we were just walking around the floor. And about a half hour before the panel was scheduled to end and his signing was beginning, I talked to my niece and said, hey, let's go check out the line for R.L. Stein so we can get a spot in line. That way the Kiwi and the niece who was upstairs watching the R.L. Stein panel, they could just join us, and we got a spot for them. So we walk over there, and I saw a tape line, like a tape cutting off the line. I talked to someone and said, oh, what's up with the R.L. Stein line? It's like, oh, it's capped off. We're not accepting anyone else in the line. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So
you didn't get in.
Well, this is what happened. So I'm in the panel. Nick texts me. And he says the line's capped. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? And he's like, I have a plan. He's like, I'm coming to you. And I said, what are you going to do? Bum rush him? And you were like, yes. And it still didn't work. But
I go up there and I say, hey, R.L. Stein, we were in line for your autograph, but then we had an emergency. We have to go. Do you think you'd be willing to sign the book really quickly? Like totally lying out of my butt. And he's like, well, if I sign it for you, I got to sign it for everyone. I'm like, I can't argue that point.
Right.
But
he said, I'll take a picture. So she did get her picture with R.L. Stein, which, after that, she cried and I cried because
was very upset.
I felt so bad for her.
I know, because she's been waiting for this for like months, literally months.
And she brought her book with her because R.L. Stein has 72 Goosebumps books, and she said she's read all but 3.
Oh, man.
So she's
not a real fan.
She didn't get to the last 3 yet. But by the time we were on the train going home, we're like, you know what? Not everyone gets her picture with R.L. Stein. So, we tried to spin the positive on it. So she seemed, they told her parents what an awesome time they had. So
yeah, they were talking their ears off, I guess, pretty late about how excited they were. Yeah, by the time we got to the train station, she had kind of, I don't want to say gotten over it, but had sort of, moved on a little bit. What was funny but kind of sad, I said, hey, you want to go get some ice cream? Let's go get some ice cream, guys. Yeah. And we go down there, and I said, oh, are you guys still open? Because they have a little ice cream cup. Like, oh, sorry, we're closed for the day. We're closing now. I'm like, oh, okay. I turned back like, no ice cream. Sorry.
Yeah, the food there was really shitty. At the end.
Oh yeah, always is.
Yeah, because I've never really stayed past 5:00, but we stayed there for the Cards Against Humanity at 9 or something like that. Or no, I think it's 7:30 to 9. And yeah, we tried to get food around there, and we ended up getting unsalted pretzels.
Right.
And it was.
I mean, it was 6:00, and they had already closed down the bar. They had closed, they were out of most of the food. I was like, this seems like a very weird way of making money.
I'm very surprised that they didn't stay open at least until 7 when the floor closed, because I figured they would have that open until then. That really surprises me.
So that was a really big disappointment because I was like, I have money. I want to spend it.
I want to give you this.
Somebody please take it. And I'm like, oh, God. So yeah, but we did see the Cards Against Humanity thing. It's been going on for a few years now, and it's always late. But it was really funny. I'm not sure if it was worth the sticking around for an extra 2 hours to see it. Jen, what was your impression of it?
Well, I've seen their shows before, or at least I've seen one of their shows. Thor and I went on kind of a double date to one of their shows at their usual theater, and I think they're a lot of fun. I mean, I thought it was fun. The guy they had who was kind of the co-host, whose name I'm going to forget.
Oh, yeah, he added a lot of value to it because I did not realize he was going to be there. And I actually have a higher affinity for Mad TV than I did SNL when it was still on air. So that was a nice surprise.
Yes.
Who was that?
Whatever that guy's name was.
Oh, Phil, was it the black guy?
Yeah, Phil Lamar.
Yeah.
Phil Lamar, yeah. He also was a voice actor.
Yeah.
He was on Simpsons and Futurama and
Yeah.
a ton of stuff.
He did some of the voices for us. It was really cute.
Yeah.
So I thought he was very impressive. I enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't like I was going to go home and do some other great thing. So it was like, because let me tell you, by the end of all of that, I was ready to just like go home and fall asleep.
Right. Yeah, we were pretty exhausted because we're there all day long and pretty much not sitting down a whole lot, and it's just like sensory overload.
Absolutely.
Every moment you're on the floor, so it's pretty draining.
Amateurs,
but it is well worth it.
I have a question for you, old hat here. So while I was there, I bought one comic book for Thor based off of a panel that I had gone to go see where someone had talked about creating a comic book, and I was like, oh, that sounds like something he would like. And then the Graveyard Queen and I were walking around. We happened to find the table, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get this comic. But other than that, I didn't really buy anything. Now, for people who are much more on the collector end of the spectrum than I am, what damage did you do, like, in terms of boxes of comic books? Or
I tend to...
I'm just going to interrupt you real quick because I'm going to give my final thought, and then I'm going to jump off the podcast because someone has fallen asleep. The only other thing I want to say is that we made my sister-in-law's day because James O'Barr, the creator of The Crow, was at C2E2, and I walked up and years ago, I forgot I even gave her this until I saw it, but I given my sister-in-law a Crow comic book. And so I got that signed. And I felt semi-bad that he was down Artist Alley and he wasn't like more of a production, I guess. And like nobody, there was one other guy at the table and he was really excited. He was trying to decide which print he wanted to buy, but I walked up and, said hi to him. He's like, hi, and he was trying to talk with the nieces a little bit. And my sister-in-law was thrilled that, he signed her book. She has a Crow tattoo.
Oh, so what was the name?
James O'Barr.
How do you spell that?
James O'Barr.
O'Barr, okay.
If I can add something, he was doing autographs for free, which a lot of people in the Artist Alley tend to do. But if you wanted to sign one of those vinyl pop figurines, which are popular with the kids these days, he was charging autographs on that thing. What was it, like $20 or something?
$20 for a vinyl pop, and everything else was free.
Which serves people who buy vinyl pops right.
Yeah, those things are awesome.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hop off because she's fallen asleep, but good podcast, people. Good podcast.
All right.
Good show.
All right. So Jen had asked, what did we score?
Right. Oh. What was your takeaway physically?
So I tend to reserve Sundays for the days to basically stock up because the Sundays I find to have the best deals where the comic book distributors are just trying to get rid of it so they don't have to take all of it home. Can
I interject on that?
No. Okay. I'm talking.
Sorry.
What's going on?
I was there on Sunday. I looked around. I felt like back in the day, Sunday was the day for the best deals. I don't feel that's so much the case anymore.
Yeah, I generally look for like 4 for $1, 2 for $1 deals, where I could just sit on the floor for an hour and just look for stuff that I like. I could not find anything better than $1 per comic, which was really disappointing because that's what I reserve this day for, is because the deals there are phenomenal.
Yeah, I honestly think Sundays have become much bigger that they feel they don't need to mark down stuff. I don't know.
Right, and so now I'm looking forward to my local comic book convention at the DuPage DuPage Fairgrounds.
Yeah, that is a pretty neat show.
So, yeah, because I went there saying I've got $20 approximately, or I have $20 allotted to comics, and I can usually fill up a backpack with that. And, I went over and I was like, okay, I got some stuff that I wanted, but at the same time, I like to walk away with more than I need.
Commercialism at its finest.
And so it's just it's a little disappointing, but at the same time, it's it's just comics, and I had a good time.
With me, Jen, I'm as I grow older, I'm becoming more and more refined on the things that I want. And so I don't buy as much, honestly. The Kiwi likes to buy art prints and whatnot, which are pretty cool, depending on what you're looking for. There's one artist she likes there that does a lot of mouse paintings, and it's pretty neat. Usually,
paintings?
Well, they're like caricatures. Like her theme is like mice, and so she'll have like mice dressed up as like Batman and Robin, and it's done very cartoony.
Okay.
Well, next time you're over, we'll show you what she's done. But
I'd say you should text me a picture of it, but I know that your phone is from 1984.
That's true, but the Kiwi's phone is not, so we can do that.
She's the smart one of you two.
That is true. So when it comes to buying stuff and whatnot, if I'm looking for something cool, if I see something neat, like, hey, this looks fun, maybe I'll pick it up for a good deal. But so much of the stuff they have at the thing, it's just crap. The booths are just crap. And it's rare.
Who wants a chainmail bra?
Well, I own 3, so I don't need any more. But it's like, if you want to go there and try to find a deal on something, it's gonna be difficult. I feel like a lot of these booths don't give you the deals as much as they may have used to in the past. I mean, you get your $1 comics, which are not a bad deal, I guess, but I don't know. I think I'm becoming more jaded on these big conventions as years go by. Like I enjoyed it this year, but I didn't really enjoy it as much as I had when I was still new at it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and I kept on thinking of the DuPage Comic Con because there were just like all these like little fun little things, and like there were like a whole bunch of just action figures you could look at, which are like fun. And there was one craft that I keep on coming across. It's one of the fire flowers from Mario, but with melting beads in a pot. And I'm like, oh, it's so cool, and I want to do it myself. And it's been maybe 2 years since I've been wanting to do it. And I'm like, maybe I might just do it. I might just like pay them for it because they've obviously jumped ahead of the game, and I'm like, this looks so cool.
Oh, like the perler beads.
Yeah.
I'm
like, that's awesome.
I got a fun story about that. Yeah. So I don't know if this is the same guy you saw, but we came across like the guy who did a bunch of perler bead stuff. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, he made like, there were characters, like think of any character, but the way he did the perler beads almost looked like an old school video game. And the guys like had a big sign, "Do not take pictures in the booth." And
I was one of those guys.
And he was like, yeah, people steal my designs, and like they take them, they make them on their own, and they could just, instead of buying them for me, and it's cheaper if they buy them for me. And he was like going off, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And the Kiwi and I are walking away, and we're like, not to like take away from what this guy does, but anyone could really do this.
He doesn't have a patent on it.
Yeah, and you could just look it up online. I'm sure you can, but it was just funny how intense he got.
Yeah, what he did is he did it for me. And obviously, I am not going to do it anytime soon. So maybe I might just, fork it over because he obviously does this a lot, and I could walk away with it, after $4 or something. Are you ready to cut this? Or what is it?
Probably getting off here shortly. I did want to say one thing. We were talking about panels, and I want to talk about one panel I went to. It was a podcasting panel.
Oh, yeah.
I usually like going to these just because I'm always curious what other people give, like advice, and usually they're like how to podcast or intro to podcasting, and like, okay, let me see what these people have to say.
Yeah.
I went to one last year, and I think it was last year, but and I enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, that's I like what they have to say. That's kind of neat. So I'm like, oh, this is another one, different company. This one was done by, I'm going to name drop it because it's called the Chicago Podcast Cooperative. I guess they're a group that have a bunch of podcasts together.
Okay.
The blurb of it was how to get started in podcasting. I'm like, oh, okay, let me see what they say. Oh my god, it was one of the worst panels I went to.
Yeah.
The people there were so arrogant and full of themselves. Except a couple of them weren't, but like there was just sort of like a smug attitude, like, yeah, we're hot shit. There was one person who, she started off small and now she's like a professional podcaster, which but like the Kiwi turned to me and like, this person's like a podcaster, because when she would talk, I kid you not, she would talk like, I'm a podcaster and I like to talk about different things in my podcast, and I talk a lot. We have a lot of episodes going on. And it's like, oh my god, you have the most boring voice ever for a podcast.
Yeah. How
is your show popular? Maybe she's different on the show, but it was all about like, we're professionals. Look how great we are. And I'm thinking, this is not what you're being billed. So I left in the middle of it. Screw you.
Did you really?
Yeah. And I stormed out, kicked a chair. I made sure they noticed. Honestly, Gorehound, I've said this before, I would love to do one of those panels.
I think that we could. I mean, I want to know how much it costs.
I don't think it costs anything. I mean, you just fill out an application and they say, sure.
There's got to be something to it. But yes, I think if we filled out an application, we could, and we actually like scripted an episode and got some content. Oh my god,
yeah,
dude!
I would say we frame it like we frame the episode being like how to, intro to podcasting, how to get started, and
then just me and Jen will just sidetrack every 10 minutes into something else.
Let me tell you guys a story about it one time.
Yeah, and we can even get Thor in there to sidetrack us even more. And
just the guy in the back of the room.
Into the room when they hear his laughter.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, they must be having fun in there. So, I don't know. Let's put a pin in this and come back.
Okay, but we need to actually put maybe a stake in this. Because you've been wanting to do this for a little bit now.
Yeah. Well, let's when the next year's thing comes around, if our show hasn't imploded by then, we could discuss this topic.
Okay. By Thanksgiving, we need to make a decision or follow through.
All right. Well, stay tuned, folks. So I don't know. That's all I got, I guess.
We could talk about C2E2 for much longer, but I think we've exhausted it. Jen, any final?
I got a question for Jen.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jen's here.
Would you go back?
Oh yeah, I'd go back. I think we will go back.
Nice.
We've got the 2019 dates on the calendar already.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
Yeah. Look at
I'll
you.
invite you on Google. I'll invite you on Google Calendar.
A Google invite. I want to do a huge group costume play.
I believe when we were driving home, we had not actually left McCormick Place when you were like, all right, what's our costume for next year? And I was like, I don't know. I thought I would just let this day finish first.
No, because that's how we need to do it. We need to decide it right away. Because I look forward to things habitually, and I need to look forward to this.
Mm-hmm.
We could all be Star Trek people. That's easy to do.
No, I want to go all out. Body paint, yes.
Okay, you could be a blue Star Trek person.
Okay.
Blue paint. Well, we could figure that out next year.
Jen, closing thoughts on C2E2.
It was a good time. I think there's something, like I said, very cool about people who are so passionate about their things that they are fanish about, and so I'm very interested to go back next year and maybe see more of the cosplay or experience I don't know, some other thing. I think there's a lot of stuff you could do there that I didn't even get a chance to see, so I'd love to see it next year.
Yeah.
Can I give my final thoughts?
Let's hear it.
Absolutely.
I miss the enthusiasm that I used to have that Jen has right now. I said this last year to myself. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go next year. And ultimately I did. And I'm saying this right now, I don't know if I'm going to go next year.
You're going to go, whether you like it or not.
I'll probably end up going next year.
I'm going to hate myself for doing it.
But But I need to get something new out of this. The Kiwi and I totally missed out on, they had a Mario Kart tournament in the little video game area. I'm like, I want to focus on this. I want to do something. I want to do that next year. That would be something fun to do, something different I haven't done. So I got to start looking at this show in a different light or from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Just to get my interest renewed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my closing thought.
Cool. This year it was great to expand the group a bit. It was fun dressing up. I am definitely going to do it again. Bit disappointed with the lack of really great deals that I was hoping to come across on Sunday. The panels I felt like were good. They were informative because I felt like they weren't just sitting down for an hour. There's stuff that okay, that's interesting. It's not worth going to the convention for. You go to the convention for a little bit of everything. There's really no one anchor that's getting you there. But all in all, good time, and look forward to going next year.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Let's close this bad boy out. I'm the Gorehound.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Jen.
And we are the all-new CultureCast. Catch you next week.
You've been listening to the all-new CultureCast. Check out our blog at znculturecast.wordpress.com. Send us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback, comments, and requests. follow us on social media. Theme music by bensound.com. The all-new CultureCast, a saltwater production. Original material copyright 2018. Thanks for listening.